Hi, and welcome to episode 7 of Focal Point, bringing business and success into focus. My name is John Cutler, and I'm a certified Focal Point business coach and franchisee owner of Focal Point Business Coaching Alberta, where a proven curriculum is powered by the excellence of Brian Tracy. I work with business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives to help them achieve their personal and business goals faster than they ever thought possible. Every week, I share some of the incredible world-class business coaching material that Focal Point coaches around the world provide to their clients. These time-tested and proven strategies, when applied to your business, result in incredible improvements to your time, your team, your profitability, and your exit strategy. I also interview a different business owner every week, and we will go through certain constraints that they might be facing within their business, and it's a great little snapshot as to what business coaching is all about. In our last episode, we talked about studying your competition and really knowing your competition better than you even know yourself. And if you missed it, it is available on demand at fuselogic.tv, so make sure you check that out if you missed it. This week, we're going to be looking into knowing your customers, and there are two categories of customers that we're going to be revealing today. So, Evan, if you would kindly put up the PowerPoint presentation, we will get into the educational portion of the program. So, know your customers. The 21st century is often referred to as the age of the customer. The customer is king or queen as never before. Your ability to identify and satisfy your key customers is a critical determinant of your success and your rewards in life. This clarity addresses the fourth strategic question you need to ask yourself: who are my customers? So who are your customers? Whom do you have to satisfy in order to survive and thrive in your business? And there are two categories of customers. There's the internal customer and there's the external customer. Your internal customers. An internal customer is anyone who depends on you for his or her success and anyone whom you depend on for your success. So these can be colleagues, your staff, can be your professional advisors, your attorneys, your accountants. Even your business coach can be an internal customer. Everyone around you whom you help or who helps you is a customer in some way. External customers. Who uses what you produce? This, of course, is the focal point of any business success. Your ability to accurately identify the external customer whose satisfaction determines the success of your business is critical to every element in strategic planning. So in terms of external customers, what does your customer consider value? Make sure you're writing these down for those of you at home. These are important questions. What specific benefits does your customer get from using your products or services? What does your customer really want and need from you in order to be completely satisfied? How does your product change or improve his or her life and work? So you're always thinking about the customer in terms of what they need, what's in it for them. Here are some other questions. Who will your customers be in the future if current trends continue? Who should your customers be if you want to rise to the top of your field? How could you upgrade your knowledge, your skills, and your ability to satisfy that customer? These are phenomenal questions. Here's another great question. Who should not be your customers? Apply the 80-20 rule. We've talked about this in the past. 20% of your clients will very likely generate 80% of your revenue. So you need more of those types of clients. Analyze the characteristics of your very best customers, then sort your customers into high value and low value. By doing this, you can focus more time and attention on your highest value customers and acquiring more like them. And that's it for our little education piece. Of course, this will be available on demand within probably the next 24 hours or so. And not to put you on the spot, Evan, however, you can revisit this slideshow, and it's important that you answer those questions. So, with me in studio, Adrienne Kelsey of Phoenix Reborn Productions. And I'm going to read her bio here of the company. Phoenix Reborn Productions is a full-service video production company located in Sherwood Park, Alberta, providing video production services for businesses, weddings, athletes, and dancers. Other services that Phoenix provides include video and audio transferring services, video editing, file conversions, overseas conversions, duplication services, photo and slide scanning, and photo slideshow presentations. How do you sleep?
I don't sleep.
How do you sleep at night? Good gravy. Adrienne, thanks for being here. And Adrienne and I worked together. I was her coach for, well, it's been a while now since we've worked together. Yeah. But I do appreciate you coming on the program today. And we are going to talk about where your company is right now, and if we can identify any issues that you're currently facing, let's talk about those. So, from the 30,000-foot view, on a scale of 1 to 10,
yes,
where is your company at right now?
I'd say it's probably only at about a 4.
A 4.
A 4
okay.
Right now.
Why do you say that?
Why do I say that? I haven't got enough business sort of set up down the road to
Okay.
feel confident about ongoing stream about what's coming on.
Okay.
And I think a lot of the reasons for that, I've got some barriers that are going on that I need to get resolved and organized before I can move forward.
Okay, because you have a huge list of services that you provide.
I do.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, are any of those maybe taking up too much time or not generating enough profit? If we were to apply that 80-20 rule,
Yes.
is there anything on there that you could say, yes, that's definitely a moneymaker, or no, that's definitely not a moneymaker?
I think potentially all of them have potential to be good money makers. I think the problem is that I need to focus a little bit more in certain areas for all those different areas as to what I need to focus on as far as sourcing for business.
Okay, and how do you focus?
Well, I've been sitting down and looking at the different areas and what I want to have falling under the umbrella of the different areas.
Right.
And so instead of just doing video production, well, video production for what? So what specifically? So to start targeting certain specific target markets in certain areas, so that I'm going for those ones directly and not leaving it totally open, which is harder to find business if you leave something totally open, right?
Right.
So for instance, when I went into the video production area, I said, okay, I want to do corporate, dance, sports. I'm now going to draw weddings for production.
Okay.
So just why is that? There's so many wonderful videographers in the city already that do amazing work when it comes to doing shooting weddings. And so, you know what, I don't feel the need to compete with that, and I don't want to tell you the truth. The stress that goes into it, and I want to pull out of that and do something different. So what I decided is I still want to do weddings because I love weddings, but what I thought I would do is I'd break that into a different category under video editing. So offering a service where I don't actually go out and physically film your wedding, but if you have a wedding that you are having and you have friends or family members, let's say, that are going to videotape it for you, you can bring me that footage of however they filmed it afterwards with your pictures, and I can edit it all to give it a more professional finish, take out the bloops, help fix the audio within it, add special effects to it as far as titling, things like that. So you have a product that's not just straight raw video, but then it also doesn't cost you what it would be to get an actual full wedding production done, which is very unique. I haven't been able to find any company in the city that does that sort of service for people that are looking for that. So
okay, well, I like your idea of taking yourself out of that very competitive area and looking for something that's not as competitive.
Yes.
I think that's really really bright. So let's talk about some of the opportunities out there that you're looking at, and I know what they are, but for the benefit of people watching, what are you looking at? And maybe there's a way that we can help jumpstart you to get that edge.
Awesome. Okay. One of the areas I really want to start moving a lot more towards is actually the sports and dance industry as far as video production for those areas. I know that there are quite a few companies within the city that are already doing that sort of help for certain companies that are going on. My help where I need more is trying to figure out which dance companies and which sports organizations do not have videographers shooting anything right now for any of either their competitions or for their actual tournaments that they may have. And then figuring out if they would be interested in what kind of pricing strategy I need to set up.
Okay, here, and this might be nitpicky, but you've separated into sports and you've got dancers.
Yes.
What if you were to qualify them all as athletes? Would that be fair to do?
I could definitely do that. The only thing is that they are different worlds. When you come to dance and sports, there would be different pricing strategies for both of them.
Oh.
There's different levels in which you have to approach some of these people. I've done some investigation already, and with dance companies, it's wonderful. You can go right to the actual owner of a dance company and say, do you have someone? But when you're dealing with sports, sometimes there's organizations that are over the umbrella of these teams that you would need to contact. Sometimes you have to contact the coaches directly. Sometimes you have to contact those parents directly. So there's lots of different sorts of levels, and the pricing is completely different. What I would price a live performance for a dance production would be completely different from the pricing I would do for a hockey game.
Right. So explain the difference to me. Let's say it is a hockey team that you're approaching. What benefit could you provide to them by? Would it be a game that you're videotaping, or would it be like an individual whom you're filming? Maybe they're looking at sending a video down to U.S. colleges for a scholarship, something like that.
Yeah, I actually offer 3 different kinds of packages for hockey. I'm looking at soccer as well, but more for hockey. I have 3 different versions. One, I can do live game coverage, where I can film it live, and I have a burner that I actually have with it, so that at the end of the game, they can get a live copy of the raw footage immediately right after the game that they can take with them, which is a really unique service. And a lot of companies actually don't know that you can do that, and I found the technology to do that, so that they could actually take that footage right after the game, look at it that night, especially if they're doing tournaments. Because a lot of coaches I've been looking at, they say, you know what, I'd love to be able to see the footage from this game, so that when we play again tomorrow, I've already seen what we just did, so that I can tell the team, do this, don't move here. Do you see what you did here? Don't do this again on this next game. They get instant video. The second part to that then would be, if they have more time and it's not an immediate thing, I can actually take that footage from the game and then edit it afterwards for them and provide that service. So I do scoreboard titling along the top that looks like an actual hockey game. I do cool flash effects that in between the different scenes when they do different breaks. I do scrolling credits at the end, a really cool intro at the beginning with music. I mean, the whole works. They get like a really professional done game. And then the third offer that I also give for hockey is the scouting videos, which is what you're talking about.
Right.
So if a parent wants to hire me for their specific son or daughter that they want me to film, what I can do is I would actually go in for at least 2 to 3 games and I would film them. For 2 of the games, I film purely that player and everything they're doing through the whole way through. The third game, what I would do is I come in and I have 2 videographers. One where I'm actually filming that one particular player, but then another videographer is actually getting the whole game footage, so that I can kind of intersplice for highlights or get a little bit more different dynamic effects that I can add in for them. And I usually, if I'm going to do scouting videos as well, I'd incorporate a little bit of a little testimonial of that specific athlete, saying, hey, this is me, and this is what I've done in my past, and this is what I want to be able to accomplish in my future. And so to create like a full promotional demo reel for them to be able to send out.
Where do you think the largest opportunity lies in sports?
In sports, hockey. For me, it's hockey, because that's where the parents are willing to spend the money to do.
I'd agree.
And I mean, in Canada especially, I think for soccer, there is a great opportunity for scouting videos in soccer. Not so much the live game coverage, because the funding isn't as much there, but for those athletes that are really serious, that are wanting to go into Europe and really get recruited into Europe, where soccer is the world there in Europe, you know what I mean? The scouting video is an awesome opportunity for some of those athletes. Sure. So that's, for my sports market, I'm seeing kind of those 2 areas as being where I want to really focus on. Yeah,
and for sure there's more that you'd be able to look at. I mean, golf, that's another huge emerging market, especially for Canadian kids going down and hopefully getting scholarships in U.S. colleges.
Right.
Huge opportunity. So on a scale of 1 to 10, in you approaching the sports athletes or the dancers, where are you at?
Oy. Yeah, that would be me at a 2 right now.
2. Okay, why?
I think one of my major blockages I seem to keep running into over and over again is sort of the process in which I not only find who it is that I want to contact, but then what do I say to them when I actually contact them? I have come up with sort of a spreadsheet of some basic questions as far as calling them and saying, do you have a videographer, for instance, to start? Are
Right.
you looking at wanting to get one? If you do want a videographer, what kind of services would you be interested in looking at?
Yeah.
But it's doing that first initial step. I seem to keep running into this blockage for actually picking up the phone and calling. Or
So is that a function of maybe not feeling as prepared as you'd like to be?
I think so.
Okay, so what do you need to do then in order to become prepared?
I think one of the things I need to do is fine-tune that sheet, first of all, and
Yeah.
just make sure I've got all the questions I know I need to ask them to really understand the potential for what I would be able
Right.
to provide for them. Number two is I need to come up with a more clear-cut pricing strategy. Very difficult in my industry for
Right.
pricing, because I can't really do packages for certain things. Some things I can. In the sports industry, it's a little bit easier as far as live game coverage. I can come up with sort of okay, if you want me to film a 2-hour game, it's going to
Yeah.
cost you this much. Like, I can actually provide those packages. But when it comes to scouting videos, something like that, I can have a starter price.
Yeah.
But then there's also these extra add-ons. And I think that's where I'm having a little bit more difficulty, is because I haven't contacted them, because I know they're going to get to, how much is this going to cost me? Of course the customer's going to ask you that. I mean, they're that's
Yeah.
like the most important question to them,
Yeah.
right? Well, I do want your services, but I need to know if I can afford to pay you, right? So it's having sort of those pricing strategies set up,
Yeah.
so that when they come with that question, I'm ready to go. It's like, absolutely, you want this, this, and this, so it's going to cost you this much to do it. And actually do it in a frame where I'm pricing myself so that I am making the kind of money that I need to make, and I'm not
Right.
sort of doing that break even.
And that goes back to identifying what your desired hourly rate
Yes.
is supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
And so you figure out, okay, how much time is this going to take on a per scouting video basis, and then work it back from there,
Yeah.
right? Now, just as the coach, what I'm thinking is the best opportunity is for these scouting videos.
Scouting videos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's very emotional. It's an emotional buy. Just video taping a hockey game isn't as emotional. Would you agree?
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
The scouting videos, now you're starting to, like me as a parent, I mean, that would interest me
Yes.
for my son or daughter, right? Because you want the absolute best for them.
Yes.
And, certainly a parent doesn't mind spending the money if it's going to help progress their child,
Yes.
right? So I think that's probably going to be one of your keys,
Okay.
right? Those scouting videos.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question becomes, how do I get to the parents? Because those are the people that you're going to have to talk to.
And that's the thing. And I had approached the Millwoods Hockey Association, which I was really
Perfect.
happy about, and they're fantastic, that group of people. And so I have to follow up with them a little bit more, because I have to be very careful when I'm trying to contact someone in the hockey, whether it's the coaches or the parents, because of the Privacy Act.
Right.
Right? So they can't necessarily just give me names and phone numbers.
That's right.
Because they can't do that. So
Yeah.
that's one of the areas I'm having a block with, that I need to follow up with them and find out, do I come to sort of like a meeting? Just come to a group meeting where it's like some of the parents are going to be there, where they're having maybe a preliminary season meeting,
Yeah.
discussing, okay, well, here's what the season's going to look like, here's when the games are going to be, here's our tournaments, sort of when they inform the parents to be able to come, and if that's all right if I then say something during one of those
Right.
meetings.
And I would suggest that most of these associations have websites.
Yes, they do.
They probably have email lists.
Yeah.
And so find out how you can get involved in a newsletter email blast,
Oh, good idea. Okay.
right? Maybe there's a survey you can do.
Okay.
You mentioned Survey Monkey off camera.
Yes. Oh,
you know-
sorry, I think he's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've used that myself
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
But there are hundreds, if not thousands, of hockey players within each of these organizations just around town.
Yeah. Exactly.
It would keep you very busy.
Yes, this is what I was hoping for.
So,
yes, exactly.
so what do you have to do next? Like, what is your next step in order to really get this project off the ground?
Well, I think
Because hockey season's coming.
it is coming, and that's why I want to get on this before it even gets up and running, right?
Yep.
Like, let's get going on this. One of my things I think I need to do is fine-tune my documents in the background first. So it's make sure I've got my questionnaire filled out, the actual survey online, like that already designed, so it's sort of ready to go as far as what I'd want to ask parents. And then I need to come up with actually talking to the Millwoods Hockey Association and getting a hold of someone and seeing how do I progress forward with them. What is my next steps?
Right, and then duplicate that with the other associations.
With the other associations.
Right, there's the Strathcona Minor Hockey.
Strathcona Minor Hockey,
Sherwood Park.
Right.
Fort Saskatchewan. Those are all within 50 minutes of your house.
Exactly. Yeah, Fort Saskatchewan. And that, I think that's another thing I need to do is I need to make that list, right, of who are those other hockey associations so that then I know when I'm ready to go to go talk to them about it.
So when do you think you could do that by?
I'm finishing a major project right now, so definitely by the end of the week.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, then I can put that aside, so. I'm writing this down.
I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, so what we were able to do there is, just we used a little bit of the 80-20 rule, even though it didn't really come out. But that's what we were doing. We were picking out the customers with the highest value potential.
Yes.
Within one of those areas that you're looking at targeting.
Yes.
Right. I feel like there might have been more clarity provided just by going through this conversation, and now you've got a list of things to work on.
Yeah.
And you've already told me you're going to have it done by the end of the week. That's 2 days. No.
Yeah.
2.5.
2.5 days.
2.5 days.
That's 2.5 days.
You'll do that, and I think it's going to work wonderfully. And of course, let me know if I can help you in any way.
Definitely. I will.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Adrienne. Appreciate you being here today. The next portion of our program is just me being able to tell the folks out there how to get a hold of me, how to get a hold of some of this phenomenal information as well. And thanks for being here. You just hold tight, okay?
I will do
You just
that.
hold tight. So let's call up the take action slides. There it is. Good for you. The DISC assessment, which Adrienne has taken, which is simply a behavioral profile, but phenomenal for communicating. I would suggest going over your profile again and look at the different quadrants, the different types of behavioral styles again, so that when you're making those phone calls to the people within the minor hockey associations, you can start to identify, okay, how should I be communicating with this person?
Good idea.
And there's our special pricing for those of you watching today. Financial report on your industry, complete with recommendations for improvement. And Adrienne, I'll actually look for one on videography.
Fantastic.
And I'll see if there's enough data there,
Okay.
but I'd be happy to send it your way just as a thank you.
That'd be great.
Okay, perfect. A one-time 30-minute, no obligation, pure entrepreneurial call with the coach of your choice, which is me today. Sometimes we have other focal point coaches on Skyping in, but it's summer holidays, and it is what it is. Anyway, so you're stuck with me. So contact me directly at jcutler@focalpointcoaching.com. The platinum package is the DISC assessment, the financial report. Follow that link, and again, this will be available on demand. Also, go to my website, johncutlercoaching.com. And the 90-minute full session. And with that, we would go into this session 7, which is Know Your Customer, for a full 90 minutes. And you'd receive everything, including the reading that is involved within the Focal Point program. Adrienne's taken it. This was a good refresher for her, I think. So talk to me. Just contact me at jcutlercoaching. jcutler@focalpointcoaching.com. I do know my own email address. Gee whiz. Yes, it is summertime, folks. So I feel that we've provided a lot of value. Not only for you, Adrienne, or me for having you here, but for the people watching. Just making them aware of the types of questions that they could be asking themselves, to move their business forward. And so I thank you for helping us relay that to the people watching. In terms of our next episode, we'll be looking at identifying your areas of excellence, which is another phenomenal session. We'll be doing that in our next episode. And basically what I'd like to say is there's no better time than right now to start improving yourself, to becoming more aware of who you are, where your business is at. Start asking yourselves the types of questions that we were going through today. It can only help, and so act on it, do it, and tune in next time on fuselogic.tv, 10 a.m. Mountain Time on Wednesday. I'm John Cutler for Adrienne, Kelsey. You've been watching Focal Point, bringing business and success into focus.